Welcome to part 3 of Each State Had a Prehistoric Terror. Here's yours. And let's start with Minnesota, home of the Vikings. Just a few million years ago, it was home to the Pteratornis. It's possible that this giant was the inspiration for the thunderbird in folklore. It was a huge bird of prey with a wingspan of 13 feet. This makes it big enough to pick up a child, so parents, hide your kids from the Pteratornis and watch out for those killer claws. Ah, the old Mississippi. Well, back then it was older and inhabited by something scary. Meet Platycarpus, a 24-foot-long mosasaur that swam through the oceans during the Cretaceous period. Now that sounds bad enough, like a great white shark, but great white sharks can't follow you into fresh water like the Platycarpus could. If you were in Missouri during the Ice Age, you'd see why it sounds like the word misery. Oh look, it's another ground sloth with the claws that have taken countless lives. This one grew up to 13 feet long and weighed 2 tons. It was called the Mylodon. So if you're going to go around thinking this plant eater's a little stuffed animal, my condolences. Hey, Montana, you have the Tyrannosaurus. So you've probably heard of the Tyrannosaurus before, but let me just reinstate how terrifying and deadly it is. This thing grew up to 43 feet long and weighed up to 9 tons. It could fit a human in its mouth and then crush that human with its bite force of 12,800 pounds. Did I mention that Tyrannosaurus has padded feet so you couldn't hear it approaching? Or a haunting rumble that you could feel through your body? Or that it could smell blood from a mile away? I could go on. Montana, you're out of luck. Nebraska. You have the Amphision, better known as the bear dog. This was an ancient relative of dogs, and it gets the bear part of its name from its size and strength. It grew up to 8 feet long and weighed up to 1,400 pounds. Their tails were large and heavy, and they had giant paws. These proportions lead us to believe that they tackled their prey to death, and tackled by a bear dog is not how I would want to die. Nevada, home of Las Vegas, where people famously lose their money through gambling. In the Triassic period, when Nevada was an ocean, you would lose your money by just dying. Say hello to Shonosaurus. And does it look cute? Yeah, extremely, but don't let that fool you. The thing got up to 69 feet long and could develop a taste for smaller animals. This makes Shonosaurus one of the largest marine reptiles to ever roam the oceans. Ah, New Hampshire, right below Maine, where the creature was the woolly mammoth, remember from the last video? Well, New Hampshire had the mastodon. Everything I said about mammoths being aggressive obviously applies to mastodons too. They are not happy campers. These things measured 10 feet tall and weighed 6 tons. No thank you. Also, they traveled in groups, so if you take off one, you face the entire herd. Ah, up in Jersey, you're dealing with Thoracosaurus, a large relative of the modern-day gharial. Some estimates put Thoracosaurus at 16 feet long, but others say 26 feet long. Either way, you're probably not surviving it. New Mexico. It's like Mexico, but newer. You have the Dynamo Terror. And when you have a dinosaur whose name means powerful terror, you know you're in trouble. Dynamo Terror grew up to 30 feet long and was a tyrannosaur. It was agile and speedy, so you're not getting away from it. Ah yes, New York, home of New York City, the concrete jungle. Back when it was an actual jungle, there was Rutiodon. This was another crocodilian, part of the Phytosaur family, and it got up to 25 feet long and ate small dinosaurs. It was a probable ambush predator, so it could literally kill you in the blink of an eye. Ah, North Carolina, where the Outer Banks are. Meet this little fella, Uwatchitodon. We don't know much about its size, but we think it's around the size of a dog. You might be thinking, that's boring. Well, it gets a whole lot more interesting when you hear that it was venomous. Yes, this early reptile likely delivered venom due to the structure of their teeth, so don't mess around with the Uwatchitodon, especially given the possibility that one could just drop from a tree onto you. Alright, we're getting all rural now in North Dakota. Deadly armor, dead by armor. This is a pretty obvious sentence. You've probably heard of the Ankylosaurus, this living tank fully covered in armor. Yes, it was an herbivore, but remember, don't trust the herbivores. Weighing 13,000 pounds and measuring 30 feet long, this thing could definitely mess you up. If that tail club can break the bones of a large Tyrannosaurus, it can definitely break the bones of you. Well, we're down in Ohio now. Oh, you thought we were done with giant ground sloths? No, there were a lot of these things. This was the Ermatherium, another clawed giant at 20 feet long and weighing 5 tons. Get near one and face the claw. Sorry, Ohio. Oklahoma, a place famous for its natural disasters like tornadoes. But back in the Permian period, there was a living natural disaster, which I like to call Dimetrodon, because that's its scientific name. This sail-backed reptile was a true devil. It used its sail to regulate temperature and intimidate others. Perhaps it even used the sail to camouflage itself so it would be difficult to see. It was 15 feet long, weighing 550 pounds, and it was an apex predator. It had 2 sets of teeth, one for piercing and tearing prey, and another for gripping it. So there was no escaping Dimetrodon. Oh, Oregon. Kind of sounds like the word organs, as in this thing would tear your organs. This is Diodon, part of the Entelodont family, a family more commonly known as the hell pigs, as they were ancestors of pigs. Diodon was the largest, at 6 feet tall at the shoulder and weighing 1 ton. While it ate plants as well, it wouldn't pass up a good meaty meal, so Diodon would definitely hunt you, and you would not be able to run away. Well, that's it for today. Comment what creature you got, but if your state hasn't been covered yet, I'll see you in part 4, the exciting conclusion.